Mankind is rapidly developing robots that can make the decision to apply lethal force. And when that moment comes, when robots can decide who and when to kill, it will bring about a power shift in which autonomous Terminators will be fighting our wars.
They'll never make ethical decisions. They'll make their share of mistakes, whether based upon faulty data sets or bad programming. And they'll kill by mistake sometimes, or they'll kill the wrong person, and unlike a human being, they'll never regret it.
Which raises the question, what happens when robots become smarter than us?
If it's true, as some scientists are saying, that they may develop robots as smart as humans by 2040 and even smarter thereafter, it seems almost inevitable that the military is going to want to co-opt them for their own use. That's what the military does.
It really is intelligence that enables you to win in a conflict like warfare. The only thing that can defend you from artificial intelligence that has it in for you is to have artificial intelligence that's even smarter, that's on your side.
The first organization to use robotic soldiers may well end up being the last.
If robots are smarter than us, stronger, quicker, then what if, in that great science fiction nightmare, they really do decide that they deserve to be ruling the world and not us?
Autonomous robots rising up is only one fear. Another concern is that these same killer droids will be able to reproduce. As impossible as it seems, it's already happening.
At the Fanuc robot factory in Japan, the robots are now actually building other robots. Some people would see that as a kind of scary prospect, but I think the important thing is that these days they're at least still building robots for us and not for themselves.
But robot reproduction is moving far beyond the assembly line and into the realm of the incredible. To create self-replicating droids, scientists are investigating the idea of making robots out of thousands of identical nano-scale robots.
If you go out, say, 25 years or so, you could have a nanobot, a blood cell size device. It's not biological, but it could actually self-replicate just the way biological systems do, gather materials in the wild and assemble a copy of itself. And that could be very destructive because it could then multiply the same way disease elements do.
These micro-machines would be the equivalent of the biomolecules that are building blocks of all living creatures.
In the same way that our bodies are made up of different organs that are in turn made up of different cells, and those are made up of smaller subcellular units, there are ideas that maybe we could someday have robots that assemble themselves out of lots of different specialized components.
We are very quickly moving into a world where the capacity for sophisticated machines to make duplicates of themselves, that's probably within a generation. And that will more fundamentally reshape society and how we relate to each other than nearly any development in the past century.
Being able to regenerate your troops in the midst of battle is obviously an appealing notion, but it also seems like a scenario that has a lot of potential for running amok, a la the Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Self-replicating robots, particularly if they're armed, do perhaps represent a threat which ultimately, speaking, could lead to the end of the human race.
Robots with superhuman strength, speed, intelligence, and the ability to think and kill on their own. Once real Terminators charge onto the battlefield, the consequences of that revolution are impossible to predict.
The gradual encroachment, high-tech weaponry that distances us from the realities of warfare could theoretically eventually take the planet to a scenario that's not unlike that in the Terminator films.